Patch note time. New mic. A new patch is now live on Windows. Read below to learn about the latest changes. Hold on, I'm gonna get the pen. We need the pen. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of pens. Okay, pen's out. Starting today, every player can create their own unique Overwatch experience and share with their friends, teammates, or the entire world. Why is it called the game browser? He doesn't want to use the word server browser for some reason. An extension of Overwatch's custom game mode, the game browser allows you to adjust the settings on various maps, blah, blah, blah. For example, if you want to increase the speed of fire's rockets, blah, blah, blah. Friends, invite only. Okay, this won't be good until they add passwords. Passwords will actually make this super useful. I guess that's like my first piece of feedback. And you guys would be like, oh my god, why is he talking about people playing pugs? Like, I just want to play with my friends. Like, yeah, that's cool. But, the issue is, like, you can't make, like, if I want to make a sub game or something, like a game for subs only, or like a game for friends only that I'm not friends with, or anybody that I'm even, like, have on friends, because, like, adding people to friends on Battle.net's already a hassle, and then adding subs to friends is, like, already a hassle. So, like, my biggest feedback, I guess, would be, like, we need passwords, because passwords will obviously allow us to regulate who goes in. I don't believe that this is true. Capture the Rooster has been without a doubt Overwatch's most popular brawl. We don't want the excitement to end, so we're bringing Capture the Flag to the arcade. Starting today, you can play on all 12 versions of the CTF maps, or the Koth maps. That's cool. It's not Junkenstein's Revenge. If we can get Junkenstein's Revenge back, that'd be sick. Alright, actual patch notes. Nano Boost sensitivity allows players to adjust Nano Boost's targeting sensitivity. Cool. I mean, less boostios is better, I guess, in the long run. Just quality of life stuff. Okay, Bastion. Bastion, the bringer of the Omnic Crisis. Did we get any lore today? What happened with the Numbani chick? Did anything happen today? Whatever. Configuration Sentry. Recon time decrease from 1.5 to 1 second. It's a huge buff. This is like a 30% decrease in config time, which is very, very substantial when you start looking at like numbers. It's just an extra second for you to be, or half a second that you're alive or doing damage that you didn't have before. And a hero that does that much damage is obviously a lot. Like, it's a big deal to have an extra 0.5 seconds on a hero that does a lot of damage per second. What's up? Thanks to the new subs. Bullet spread increased by 50% in Sentry mode. This makes him slightly worse now at long range in terms of like accuracy, I guess. Bullet spread is always at maximum, so it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's always maxed out. There's no like initial increase in spread. Magazine size increased from 200 to 300. This is huge. I don't know why they did this. This might be like, this is part of like an over buff. Like, they're like buffing him too much, I think, right here. You can literally shoot for like, I don't know, 10 seconds or something without running out of ammo. No longer crits. Also not the biggest deal because you're still doing more damage more often with more bullets. Holy sub train. Recon. Bullet spread decreased by 25%. Magazine size increase. This is a pretty big change. This makes him like comparable to 76. 76 still does better damage when you burst fire, but Bastion's recon mode is no joke now. Like, it used to be kind of a joke. It was like really hard to get kills, but now if a tracer or something comes and like flanks you, you have a way better chance to survive just because you can harass her more and probably put her in kill thresholds. Especially when you add that with self-repair, which can now be used while moving, bound to mouse 2, no longer interrupted by taking damage. The resource meter replenishes super, super fast. I don't know if it was because I was in a custom game, if it was bugged, but it seemed like you just nonstop had self-heal. And when you consider the fact that you can like self-heal and go around corners and stuff and just walk away, it's very, very strong. Arguably too strong because there's no real interruption. Like, when you drop a heal station on 76, there's like that little second where you're like plopping it on the ground and you're kind of vulnerable, but this doesn't have that. Obviously it's not AoE, but Bastion right now is super, super like powerful. especially when you increase the 35% damage reduction. I don't know if this is necessary even. I mean, you have self-heal now. You're in turret form faster. I think this number is too high. 35 is a lot. Like, a pulse bomb that does 400 damage now only does, what, 260, right? Which is, like, a huge nerf. Or, like, a huge, like, reduction of damage. Like, is it really necessary? Especially when there's already abilities like Nano Boost that give you damage reduction. So, I don't know. Bastion's probably too strong right now. I'm not saying that he doesn't need, like, he didn't need a certain amount of buffs, but this is a shitload of buffs. There's, like, very few nerfs here, if any. There's, like, the bonus armor, but who cares, because you're getting damage reduction anyway, which is better. What? You can't crit anymore. Like, that's it. That's the only downside. I'm not sold on this being, like, permanent. I don't think Bastion will be overpowered. I think, like, you'll still be able to kill him. Like, Roadhog is still good, Ana's still good, Sombra is still good. EMP takes him out of tank mode or whatever, sentry mode. Hack takes him out of sentry mode. Roadhog takes him out of sentry mode. Sleep darts, I think, take him out of sentry mode. The normal stuff that's good against Bastion is still good against Bastion. It's just like his damage output and survivability is way, way up, which is kind of scary. Enemy shots no longer need to travel a minimum distance before they can be blocked. I'm not sure if this matters much. I mean, obviously you can, like, just right click a Graviton now, like, much easier. You can just literally, like, face rush a Zarya or face rush a Hanzo and just eat the projectile before it comes out, but I think this is more quality of life. Like, you can save people that get hooked, but, like, you normally won't be running Diva into Roadhog. Or, like, if a Roadhog has the option to hook somebody or hook the Diva, they should generally always just hook the Diva, because you can just burst through the Diva's mech suit anyway. Mei can now be targeted by allies while in cryo freeze. This is pretty cool. You can, like, purge off Ananuke, I guess. You can Nano Boost. You can Guardian Angel. You can... What else can you do? You can bubble... Sorry, you can bubble a Mei inside of cryo freeze. I'm not sure. This is, like, a buff to everybody else. I don't know if this is a buff to her. Gives her a little bit more survivability, I guess, if you, like, partner with Zarya. I'm assuming you can heal when she's inside, or, like, Harmony Orb inside of it. I'm gonna assume that that's what that means, that you can just, like, throw a Harmony Orb now on a Mei. But this is a decent buff, I guess, to Mei. But it seems like more of a why not kind of ability. Yeah, you can purge anti-heal through the cryo freeze now. So, like, if an Ana nukes you and then you go into freeze, Zarya can bubble you now and you'll heal still. You can damage amp a cryo freezing Mei. I don't know, man. The implications of this aren't super high, but there's definitely, like, some nifty little tricks you can do with this. While performing Resurrection, Mercy now becomes invulnerable along with her allies. Kadusha Staff, Zenyatta can no longer be targeted when Transcendence is active, so you can't fly to Zenyatta during trans. Okay, whatever. You can change the targeting sensitivity, quality of life. Quality of life. Surprised that these numbers aren't the same. So, like, you can fly to somebody, but you can't heal them. Or, like, healing and flying to someone will have different sliders, whatever. Oh, yeah, you can nano Mei inside of Ice Block. That's definitely what you want to do. You can't heal Zen anymore during trans? What do you mean you can't heal? Oh, you can't, like, put your... Oh, I get it. So you can still fly to her, but you can't heal Zenyatta. Okay. I mean, this just seems like a... That seems like a bug fix, I guess. Why would you be healing Zenyatta during... I mean, I don't know. It's like a quality of life thing. I guess your beam just doesn't work. You just sit there and your beam does nothing. I guess that's cool. Like, you can't heal. I guess you can't damage amp a transcending Zenyatta now. Whatever. Roadhog scrap gun spread decreased by 20%. This is huge. The effective range of getting kills with the shotgun is really, really high now. At like 2 meters, or I guess it's like 3 meters, you can like one shot most 200 HP heroes now, even without a hook, which is kind of crazy. Targets are now pulled to a location 3.5 meters away, up from 2. Cooldown increase from 6 to 8. So the cooldown increase definitely like nice if you're like a Tracer or a Genji or even like a McCree. If you force the Roadhog to heal himself, it used to be like you couldn't really interrupt. I guess McCree could interrupt, but you didn't want to interrupt a Roadhog before, or like the heroes that couldn't, you would like do damage to the Roadhog, he'd heal himself, and then you do damage again, but he'd get hook again, and then you'd be like sad. So now you'll be less sad because you'll be able to kill him like with the extra 2 seconds that he doesn't have to hook you. So this is pretty good if you're a Tracer. It's pretty good if you're like, I guess an Ana or something. Just whatever hero would normally be in a long fight with a Roadhog. Even like Roadhog v Roadhog is a little wonky now, but this also means that if you want to, you can just play Zarya and just only bubble hooks and you'll always have it. That never really came into play before because I think Zarya's projected barrier is 8-second cooldown anyway, or maybe it's 10. Maybe self is 10 and projected is 8. But you never really needed, like that never really came into play, but now like it's actually just the same exact cooldown, so for every hook there's a bubble. I'm not sure if I like the scrap gun change. I understand why they made it because they changed the hook range, but I don't think that they needed to make these changes, in my opinion anyway. Like, I don't know that the old hook was bad in terms of where it brought you and how much damage your gun did. I think they don't want to nerf him too much with the 2 seconds, but like the hero's just so good. I don't know why you'd run Reaper anymore. I think Reaper is just even worse now against Hog. I don't really know what hero Reaper's even good against at this point, if there is one. I'm not convinced that you would pick, like, Reaper's probably good against Zarya still, but like, is he better than Roadhog? Probably not. Whatever. Winston. I mean, Roadhog's probably better than Reaper against Winston. It's like, name a hero that Reaper would be good against that Roadhog wouldn't be better against. Like, Roadhog's definitely better against Winston than Reaper. But whatever. Doesn't matter. This is just a lot of damage increase. I would have been okay with like just upping the ammo in the gun to 5 maybe instead of 4. Make that the patch change. Like, instead of 4 shots, you get 5 shots now. But this is pretty ridiculous, I think. I think him and Bastion right now are like pretty scary. I don't know if ridiculous is the word, but scary is definitely the word. Sentry turret console damage increased. Rest in peace, console players. I can only imagine how strong Symmetra is on console. I don't really care about this though. Console turret changes, okay. Rivet gun, this was, I think, because of the bug when you molten cord. I'm assuming that this is a bug fix. Critical hit volume reduced by 15% on Winston. I missed this, but this doesn't matter. This is quality of life. Maybe now when you like grapple on Ilios, it won't pull you to like a random wall instead of the roof that you're trying to jump to. Oh god. So this is like, they're just gonna shrink Winston's head hitbox. I haven't really gotten a chance to see this. Again, this is just quality of life. If like people were aiming at your head before, they're still gonna probably hit your head. It just means that like shots that are slightly off probably won't hit anymore. So he'll have a little bit more survivability. But good luck playing Winston against Roadhog. No. Because you don't even need hook realistically to get a kill on the Winston anymore. But whatever. Targeting sensitivity, targeting sensitivity, targeting sensitivity. This is all nice. It's good stuff. I mean, targeting sensitivity I think was a big deal. I don't know why you can't just turn it off. I think your crosshair should be enough when you're playing Zenyatta. I mean, obviously I guess Zenyatta wants to be able to not have to aim the orbs perfectly, but just quality of life stuff. Skill ratings below 500 will no longer be displayed. Is this really the best way to fix? Can't you just ban the people? Like, isn't it obvious when someone's like being banned? Like, that someone should be being banned? Should have been banned? Like, does this make no sense to anybody? This is weird. It's like, okay, you're throwing games to get from 1,000 down to 0. So we're gonna hide your SR below 500 so you can't feel accomplished. But now it's like there's a bottom 500. You can like get to this weird range where your SR just disappears. I would just ban these people. Whatever. I mean, you can tell, right? There's like the people who post on Reddit who are like, got to SR1. Like, I don't know though, whatever. This is weird fix. Weird decision to fix it this way. I would just do it so like below 1000 SR you just don't have a number and you get like a new piece of wood as the icon. So like you go bronze and then you go to wood. Or I guess you go to iron, right? I'm trying to think of like the Minecraft hierarchy of metals and whatever. What? And then make like bronze from 1000 to 1500. Like if you're below 1000 realistically, I think you'd be fine. I mean, I think it's fine. Whatever. A shame emblem, just like just a piece of poop. I don't know. Whatever. Respawn delay. When attackers outnumber defenders while taking a control point on assault escort and assault escort maps, the defender's respawn time will slowly increase until it hits a maximum value or the defense manages to gain the upper hand. Until now, stalling an attack by repeating throwing yourself at the point has been a common defensive strategy on all maps. Typically, this tactic doesn't change the outcome of a battle, it simply delays the attacker's progress. Yes. Does this mean, like, if you die first on Tracer, say you have a 10-second respawn, next person on your team dies, they have like 11 or 12, next person dies, they have 13, 14, and then like the next person dies, they have like 18? Is that what this means? Has anyone tested this? Should I go test this? Can I even test this? I don't even know what the easiest way to test this would be. I need like 6 people to die on purpose. I know that there's a cap. I'm saying, like, does the first person have the shortest respawn timer, and then as you die, you're like, the last person gets like a crazy long respawn? So this seems like bad. I mean, it's good, but it's bad. It's like respawn waves, but like inverted, right? So like if you stagger, like if you're like the last person alive, like your whole team is dead and you're the person that suicides on the cart to stop it, you get like a long ass respawn that like puts you in the, like, that seems awful, right? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't like the first person who dies just have the longest respawn and then everyone else after that gets a shorter one? I feel like that makes more sense then the first person gets a short one, and then the last person gets a lot. Because like you'd rather have time to wipe them as opposed to like getting this weird scenario where it's 5v6 for a really, really long time, as opposed to where it was. Yeah, they are vague. I do need to test this. I might do a separate video on this specifically if there's problems, but in my eyes, what that means is, okay, you die first, it's 10 seconds. Now it's 6v5. Now the next person that dies has like a 12-second respawn timer. But if that person died like 5 seconds later, or like 2 seconds later, I don't know how it'll work, they'll just have more time. So like the person in spawn that died first will spawn first, but then the person who died last will spawn super, super late after the first person. And then there'll just be like a huge chunk of time where the defending team just doesn't have a lot of people. No, it was me that brought it up in Monty's chain. And the thing that Monty was talking about on Thorin's show was what I brought up, but I don't think that this is how you do it. I think you do first person gets like 16 seconds, and then the last person gets like 10 or something. I don't know. So that this way you can like wipe them easier. And then you can use alts, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want to talk about this too much because I don't know how it's going to work. And I don't know what this maximum value is. Like, I don't like how vague this entire post is. This is pretty useless in my opinion. A second gate no longer closes. This is really good. At least now you can get back into Eichenwald last, as opposed to having to go through the death trap left and right doors. Fixed an audio bug that prevented the capture point from blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Fixed an issue preventing key bindings. Okay. Fixed a bug that allowed commendation cards to be recalculated and transferred to a new player after the previous recipient left. Okay. Fixed the bug. Blah, blah. Environmental damage to barriers no longer counts towards the damage block statistic. I wonder if that counts towards shields then. Can you still jump off the map and Zarya bubble someone for more charge? So make staggering spawns more impactful? What do you mean impactful? It'll make it like worse. Or it'll make it like better for the team that's staggered, right? Like, I don't know. It just seems more punishing now, but I'm not sure if that's good or not. Fix a bug preventing 60 or 30 seconds remaining. Okay. Fix the bug preventing Lucio, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. Fix the bug preventing Reinhardt's charge from properly pinning targets. So like they buffed Reinhardt's charge a little bit, I guess, here. This is like a stealth. They're just going to pretend that this is small. I don't know how many Reinhardt charges missed or what specific scenarios this fixes it in, but whatever. Fix the bug that allowed Roadhog to turn freely when pulling a hook target. Sunburst Transloader here no longer gets stuck in the air. Okay, so that's that. That's patch notes. I guess general consensus is, I mean, teams are already picking Roadhog. You're not going to pick less Roadhogs. Roadhog will probably still be Roadhog. Bastion might die to dive comps. I'm not sure though yet. It's hard to tell. Like if a Genji Tracer comp will be good against him. The self heal is like super, super powerful, and like if you throw an Anonade on top of that, it's like 150 HP per second. I don't know. Like I know people are saying that Bastion's broken. I guess I'm more or less curious as to like whether or not he's actually stronger than Roadhog right now. Mercy might come back. The res buff is actually bigger than people think. I think there's definitely going to be scenarios where there's like a Tracer chasing you or something, and this happens a lot even in like ranked games where like Tracer's chasing you and then you're like, oh shit, I have to pop res because I'm going to die. But now you're not going to die. You're just going to pop res. So you can like kind of save your life now. Like you have like a little bit of control over saving your own life. I actually wouldn't hate it if you could res without any targets. Like if you could just pop res and res yourself technically, like you just make yourself invulnerable and that's like your save. Like maybe that'd be sick. But I don't know if that'd be overpowered. It probably wouldn't be overpowered. Be good, be interesting. But if I was gonna buff Mercy that way, I would do that. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really many changes here. There's just this Bastion buff list, and then there's the Roadhog buffs. This is definitely a net buff for Roadhog. I don't think that this extra 2 seconds on hook is really that big of a deal. A lot of good Roadhogs like played around the threat of hook more so than the actual hooks anyway. It just means that if you miss now, you have way less time to get another one, which, I mean, it'll come into play. It's just how much. I think Roadhog's probably still one of the safer bets against Bastion, though. I don't know. I don't want to predict the meta too much. I don't think there's much to say. I'm not convinced that like a Bastion strat is gonna beat like the dive strat that Rogue ran all week, or even like a standard Hog Zarya comp. So whatever. I'm very interested in the change to the respawns though. I hope that, I mean, it's a huge nerf to defense regardless of what it is, or regardless of like how it works, and it'll definitely be impactful on all of the maps. I'm surprised they didn't add like King of the Hill to this, or Control, whatever they call it, but it'll definitely help offense win more. And in my opinion, that's good for the game because I think Time Bank wasn't really getting used properly currently. Like, I don't think that we were ever really seeing a lot of teams finish maps recently. I mean, that was obvious, right? That teams just weren't finishing maps. This will make dive comp a little bit better, I think, because snowballing is arguably stronger now in some ways because late kills are like super high value. So while I definitely think that the Bastion thing is cool, or like it might be really strong, there might be some weird scenario where because of the spawn changes, it might mean like it makes Bastion worse inadvertently because of how long it takes for him to get back to the point and how easy it is to spawn camp a Bastion and all this other stuff. Which might make Mercy more value now on defense. Like there's a lot of really weird, what's the word? Side effects of the change to respawn times. Like defensive dive comp might go away because you won't be able to trade effectively as much. So like heroes with higher HP pools and survivability might just become better because there's less risk in running them because you need to stay alive. So Mercy, again, like Mercy might actually be good on defense now because the res will like make it so that respawn change doesn't come so much into play. Maybe like this little change to cryo freeze might mean Mei might be even better on defense now. I mean, she was always good on defense, but maybe now she's even better because you can save her. But the game might shift into like some weird state where defense is just running a lot of tanks and offense is running like a shit ton of damage. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I think it'll be interesting to watch. It'll be new as opposed to mirror comps on both sides of the map. But this is just a prediction. I'm not sure if it's like actually going to be like that. But if I was going to guess, I would say that the best way to play defense right now would be to get on heroes that just actually aren't going to die, as opposed to heroes that can trade effectively and get back to the fight, which means tanks. But then on offense, I think it's definitely better to be running more damage because if you can snowball comp, like a snowball comp would be really good. But then we get back into that argument of like, how do you actually kill tanks? Can you kill tanks with dive comp? How easy is it? All this other shit. Like, picture, it's like, imagine like Symmetra, right? You have teleporter, and then now everyone has like, someone has like a 16-second respawn. Like, is the teleporter really that good at that point? No. So it's like an inadvertent nerf to teleporter, but maybe it's a buff to shield generator. Like, this is a big change, and we're gonna have to see how big of a change it is actually, like how much it impacts everything. Like defense being in spawn longer means that they're getting less ult inadvertently, which means offense will have more ults in like even engagement because they're alive more to do more damage. Maybe that's a stretch, I don't know. But maybe defensive swapping is worse. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think Mercy is definitely pickable now, though, at least on D. Or maybe more so on D than O. Although tempo reses on offense might be really strong if the enemy team is respawning less. You do still build ult while you're dead, but point being that like if you're dead longer, you have less active engaging. Whatever. We'll come back to this. It'll be an interesting week. Don't play ranked on the first day. That's usually a rule. If you play ranked on day one and the servers crash, which is like bound to happen, or someone figures out a bug where like you can damage boost the Junkrat tire and it becomes invulnerable or something, which like has happened in multiple games, and you're on the receiving end of that, or someone else figures out how to crash Eichenwald, I wonder if they fix that actually. You don't really want to play ranked today. That's my suggestion. But whatever. I'm going to stop recording.